Today, in this video, we're going to be discussing a hypothetical political ideology. This is meant purely as a thought experiment rather than a genuine political theory. Though, of course, you're free to use any ideas from it. Not that I think you would, but whatever. Anyways, this ideology is going to be called Anarcho-Monarcho-Esoteric Clerical National Bolshevism. You may be thinking, all those ideologies contradict. You would be wrong. In fact, it could hypothetically work very well. It's simple, really. All you need to meet the tenets of this ideology are a stateless society, a monarch, a combination of the social policies of esoteric fascism, clerical fascism, and national socialism, and communist economics. Oh, impossible, right? Surely this is totally incoherent. No. For this hypothetical society, the first aspects we need to reconcile are the beginning and end. Anarcho and Bolshevik. This already exists. It's called anarcho-communism. All we're going to borrow is that everybody lives in a commune. There is no state. Most, if not all, things are communally owned. And the whole, from each ability to each need, or however you're supposed to say it. Next up is monarchism. A king without a state already exists in the form of anarcho-monarchism. For our purposes, the king, or queen, or emperor, or grand duke, or whatever, will exist to crush the state, all forms of hierarchy, private property, capitalism, or social degeneracy and undesirable traits in the commune. The title could be elected, hereditary, won through some test or trial, taken in turns, or really any other way you can think of, and it works perfectly fine. Our fourth aspect to reconcile is esotericism, more specifically, esoteric fascism. I admit that I don't really know much about esoteric fascism aside from the absolute basic concept, but said basic concept will be fully integrated into this society. Basically, esoteric fascism involves a lot of occult and pagan ritual type stuff, as well as placing a large deal of emphasis on the spirit of the Aryan race and the spirit of the lesser races, and on that kind of thing. These ideas would be woven into the culture of the commune as completely as possible. A first real conflict arises between the occult ideas of esoteric fascism and the Christian theocratic ideals of clerical fascism. Clerical fascism is essentially Christian, usually but not always Catholic or Orthodox, fundamentalism mixed with ideologies like Italian fascism or Spanish phalangism. Pagan, Norse and Germanic gods and heroes will be honored as saints, and occult or pagan rituals would be associated with reverence for these saints rather than, the big G himself, who would be worshipped in a more traditional way. Lastly, we have National Socialism, otherwise known as Nazism. The key tenets taken from Nazism for our society would be belief in the master races, or Übermensch, and the lesser races, or Untermensch, as well as society's complete orientation around this master race. The commune would have an entirely homogeneous race, culture, practices, religion, and pretty much anything else you can name. In summary, everybody lives in a commune, with no state. Everyone in the commune share ownership of all material possessions and divide labor according to ability and resources according to need. Everyone follows a Christian fundamentalist religion with Volkish pagan influences, alongside a fully homogeneous culture and race. To maintain this system, an anarcho-monarch oversees the commune as a sort of executive in order to punish counterculturalism, religious apostasy, and degenerate behaviors, as well as to quash any capitalist system, social hierarchies, or government that may attempt to form. The point I'm trying to make here is that few, if any, ideologies truly contradict. Even heavily statist ideologies can be mixed with anarchism. Atheist or pagan ideologies can be mixed with Christianity, far-right ones with far-left ones, etc., etc. At the end of the day, political ideologies are frameworks and or philosophies to see politics and society through. They are by no means wholly separate states of being, with incompatible ideas and irreconcilable positions. They're just a useful framework to categorize different stances and ways of looking at the world. That's the end of the video.